It's 4:30. We'll go ahead and call the work session order. Thank everybody for being here. Appreciate you coming. I know when we get to the actual meeting at 5:30, we'll go over during the prayer request some of the stuff that's going on within the county. I know most of you are aware. I'll go ahead and bring it up in this meeting as well with our 911 center. I'd like to just encourage everybody to continue to lift them up. They had our director's wife passed away on Saturday, or on Monday, and on Saturday we had a dispatcher whose son was found deceased as well. So they got hit from all sides. I do want to publicly say how thankful I am for the Cherokee County 911. I don't know if y'all are aware. Cherokee County 911 has actually stepped up to be willing to provide dispatchers during the time of the funeral. They've came and brought food. They've done an amazing job, and Sloan has done an incredible job trying to work with his whole team while they've been going through just a tough week. It's probably been one of the hardest weeks that they've ever had. Following the road department having similar type weeks, the weeks leading up to that, we had an employee whose wife passed away just prior, and just a few weeks prior to that, we lost an employee. So we've had a tough go as a family. So I want to point that out, since I know the vast majority of all of us in the room are staff, and it's for the work session. Two wives passed away. So it's been 2022 has started off with its difficulties. I think that January was the toughest year most of us have had. So we're hoping February through December is going to be a much better year than January was. But I wanted to bring that out to most of you. I know some of you will be here for the work session and not for the regular meeting. So I just would like for you to keep remembering, all of our coworkers in your thoughts and prayers, and appreciate it very much. First item on our agenda is to go through employee updates and kind of go through the different departments. And Seth's standing back in the back, or sitting out, but we're going to pick on the back row people right off the bat, so that way you might sit toward the front in the future.
Yes, sir.
What's going on in the rec department world?
Well, we just completed basketball this past Monday. Those were our last regular season games. There's a few teams that'll play some postseason, but those are not recreation sponsored. They do that on their private individual time. Baseball registration will end the 27th of February. We started that registration on January the 5th, and the evaluations are March the 5th. Practices start March 7th, and games will begin on March 26th. So, we're jumping right from basketball to baseball, and then as soon as that's over, we're going to be right into football registration. So that's really keeping us busier than most things ever will. And then as far as our bid proposals that we're taking, we've had 5 people come in and get the RFP packets. And then we'll be waiting for those to close on the 8th, and we'll move forward with the process.
For the last.
Yes, sir.
So, before I ask Mr. Barnes if he has anything on that one, I'd like to reiterate where he stated that registration for baseball will end on the 27th, because on the 28th, we'll probably have 10 people that will call, and then on the 1st of March, we'll have 20 more people that call. So we want to try to constantly get that out there, that is the date that it closes. There's still almost 4 weeks to go. So I'll say that to try to prevent them from those additional phone calls if I didn't know. Mr. Barnes, do you have anything on Parks and Rec? Those bids for the lighting, that's going to be for the LED lighting to get the fields all lit. So hopefully we'll get some good bids coming in, competitive bids to choose from. It's a tough season with bids right now, with getting a number to compare. It seems like there's less and less that are bidding, but hopefully that one we will. All right. Yes, sir.
I'll go. So, found out today that one of the grants we applied for last year with the Humane Society that was finishing up from some previous staff, we didn't get that, but we didn't get it for a good reason. They were trying to go after high kill shelters, and they talked to our staff and said they really liked them. And I was talking to Ms. Bell today, and they said that they're going to keep a close eye out for anything that we're eligible for and keep up the good work. Also, we found a Georgia Department of Agriculture grant for animal shelters as well, and I'm wrapping on finalizing that up. It's for dog and cat sterilization, so hopefully have that out here tomorrow, if not beginning of next week, send that out. water system and stormwater state grants that we've been waiting on for a while. They're still saying pending committee evaluation. They told us that they'd start working on them January 30th, so hopefully we'll see those come in soon. Other than that, working on quotes for a project for the administration building, and then also some ordinance updates on some older ordinances that need to be just taking a look at, once every few years. But that's what's going on in grants and procurement.
Yeah. I was trying to pull up the specifics. We did a grant with the Joint Development Authority, with the Pickens-Gilmer Joint Development Authority with ETC, and Todd Payne, who's on that board, went to the Capitol along with ETC earlier this week, and they were awarded $25 million for Gilmer, Pickens, Cherokee, Dawson, and Fannin to expand broadband expansion in those 5 counties. There was a total of 408 statewide that was given out in our area that jointly went in together, got 25 million. So they're going to work aggressively to apply that. I know out of those counties, we're probably one of the best served in broadband internet. So I don't know how much of that will come here versus what's going to go to some of the other counties, but they do have several projects that they're trying to implement. So that grant will be very helpful. That came through, and I know that was kind of working in tandem at the same time, but it was through the Joint Authority. But thank you, sir. Mr. Fry.
For our January figures, we had a total of 159 permits, encroachments, access encroachments, plat approvals, and business licenses, 73 building permits, and the rest of them, like I said, they were either certificates of occupancy or plat approvals or rezone applications or so on. So that was a very busy month. I don't know if it's going to continue on that way, and but it kept us all on our toes.
It did. Yeah, January was a lot of activity, for sure. Cole, over in the Marshall's world?
Normal code enforcement stuff, heavily patrolling the landfill. I haven't really ran into any kind of issues except for the smell. It's still there and really bad, so. But everything else, rock and rolling.
Mr. Elrod?
Just a little bit on the numbers. A little bit of good news. The numbers seem to be trending a little bit down. We're still, it was 300 and something. I just glanced at it, honestly. I was running a little bit late to get here, so I just kind of glanced at it. Pickens did go up 12 since yesterday, but we had been seeing above 30 for a couple of weeks at least. At least 35, or so. So, numbers seem to be trending down a little bit. So that's kind of a good thing.
Yeah. Mr. Wood?
I guess the only thing real note is the 2 engagement partners from the new audit firm came in. It was the first meeting of the audit firm. That's Rushton and Company. They do Bartow, White, Haversham, amongst a lot of other counties. They come very highly referenced. From a professional standpoint, we think they're going to be an excellent fit. They talked a lot about how much they emphasize processes, how much they emphasize procedures review, how much they emphasize internal controls review. We like all of that. They also said, don't be surprised and prepare folks that we may ask for things that other people typically don't ask for. We like that too. So we really are looking forward to working with them, and we've got high expectations.
Yeah, I enjoyed meeting them. I know as y'all get a chance to get to know them, they seemed enjoyable to work with, professional, and they know their stuff. So I think they'll be a good fit working. We've got them set up for the 21st. They're coming back.
23rd, I think. It's one or the other.
Okay. Yeah, so later in the month. Over in the road world, Mr. Anderson?
Well, luckily it's been a little bit quieter this week. I talked to Eugene with our engineering firm right before I came in, and they're working out the last details on our paving RFP for this year. Hopefully we'll have that out here within just the next few days or week or so. We got most of her storm damage cleaned up from the last snowstorm, all the trees and all. Couple things to note. Next week, Apple Lane, we may close it. There's a pipe we're having problems with out there. I don't know exactly what day we'll close it to replace that pipe, but got to do that on Apple Lane. And Twin Mountain Lake Circle, Tuesday, we're gonna work on the apron out there at the spillway. It keeps giving us much problems. So that may be closed down for a couple of days, which has got access to both sides, so it should be a problem, but just to let everybody know. That's about it.
Ms. Powell, we'll just finish this side of the room first, then go.
I just would like to say a little bit, since we got a full month of our new pharmacy benefit provider, and there has been utilization in all the areas of the program, and it'll take several months to really know true numbers, but the number of claims that has been paid compared to last January is significantly lower. So Matt says it looks like it's going to be a lot better, and
Good.
the numbers are way down.
And then we talked about it last meeting when we were in here, some of the feedback from some of the employees has been very good as far as what they're seeing their amounts being compared to what they were before. So that's really good. Good job. All right, since Randy has graced us from the maintenance world, I'm gonna put him on the spot while he's over there. Let him, any updates that you got other than just trying to keep up and chasing your tail?
Not as exciting as theirs. We're just trying to put out fires, and seems like heat units are dying faster than we can fix them and that sort of thing. But I do have a new helper, which is, he's working out real good. His name is Jim Ivy. I guess everybody's met him. I've tried to take him around everybody. I don't know if I have or not, but he's real good. He did the same thing. He worked in Virginia before coming down here, moved down here. His wife got a job down here, and he moved down here. And he's real good. And of course, Graham was too. He's sidestepped. He's gone to planning and development. I guess everybody knows that. But Jim's doing real good, and we're trying to get ahead enough to, catch up. We haven't done that yet. So
I like your
it.
optimism when you say you're trying to get ahead in maintenance world. That's
Yeah, it don't never happen. So
why we love it.
it's too hot, it's too cold, or the commode's leaking.
That's just my calls. That's not anybody else's.
At least with me, you get, I don't care.
That's right. Yeah. So, no heat. Yeah, no.
Over in the assessor's world, I know it's too cold in your office, so we'll let you be warm in here while you talk.
Don't put the fire out on my end of the building and crank it up.
You couldn't have timed it any worse to be sitting right next to him, from you to him, so.
And I want to thank Randy and Jimmy. They did a project on my door that we've been wanting to do for a long time, and it wasn't near as easy as you would have thought it was. So I want to thank them for that. It's been a big plus, and I'm able to keep some of the Arctic air out of my office, so thank you very much.
If we could get the heat fixed, he'd be.
That'd be something else, but yeah, can't have everything. Once again, it's return time, so people are calling up on our personal property returns. They're wearing the hinges out on that door with the homestead exemptions that are coming in. So the public is really responding, coming in, and there's a lot of new public, the best we can tell. Good response from most of our account holders. They're filling out the paperwork, getting it back into us. And as everybody in all these departments knows, it's growing up around here. There's a lot of stuff going on. But I want to thank everybody for helping all the people that are coming in here. We get a lot of compliments from people coming from other areas about how nice it is to come into this building and deal with people, that have conversations with them and help them get things done. Evidently, they're not used to it wherever they move from. So I'm real proud of that. You got anything to add to that?
No, just I'm seeing a lot of teamwork amongst the departments, with taxpayers that come in, they have questions, staff from other departments don't mind going straight down to another department to ask a question to clarify things. I love seeing the two ladies in planning and development. Anytime I go in there, if there's customers at the counter, they're laughing, they're talking, they're smiling and thanking the ladies, for all their help and how nice they are. And personally, I love seeing that. And of course, just working side by side with tax commissioners and all these mobile homes right now, trying to get them straightened out. So it's just a good feeling when you got, you know, departments working together and seeing that. And I think it gives the citizens a better feel for county government as well. I guess that's it.
Good, thank you.
Sir.
Mr. Graves, we need to close out with you on updates.
Things are going really good around the tax commissioner's office, and to follow up on what they said earlier, I want to start off by saying how much we appreciate what Randy's done through this right now with our office back there. Like when the AC went out, he came in early in the morning, had heaters down with fans going to make sure our office was warm. He went out of his way to get there early to do that. So we wanted to, you know, just say publicly we appreciate him doing that. We really appreciate the job that he's doing in that, as well as all the other offices that's been working well with us. Just like right now, mobile home season has begun. Mobile home bills have went out. The assessor's office getting us the mobile home digest early. So we was able to get those bills out by like the second week in January. They're due April the 1st. So everything's went really smooth with that. So we appreciate what they've done with that and how quick they got that to us. And, you know, like I said, we've been, you know, different. It looks like Cole back there. He comes in on our tax sales. He helps us with our delinquent mobile homes. I've been working with Wes some with the business license and making sure that the taxes are paid on the other end of that. So I do appreciate the way that the different entities and the county are working together. So I think that is a plus, and it looks good to those like talking about this moving in. They appreciate it. So I'm thankful for that. But we've had, you know, a little bit going on here lately. In December, had the largest tax sale that Pickens County has ever had. Over 300 something properties went into that one sale. Then we've had another one in February. So our collection rate coming out of 2021, we're at 95% collected on real property. So we've done quite well in that. You know, still working on some of the others, and the other years are at like 98, 99% collected. I mean, our collection rates are really high. We're doing really good in that. I want to remind everybody as well, we do have a prepayment option for those that want to maybe start like an escrow type situation with your property taxes will be coming out in 2022. You can come in and do that and pay toward that, and that would make it easier for you if that's available for you. So, but if you need us for anything, you know, give us a holler, call us for anything. We'll do anything we can to help you in that.
Yeah, I actually walked somebody through the other day that had a language barrier issue that was trying to communicate, and I carried her. It seems like I was in everybody's office at some point in time to try to get all the way through, but when we were in your office, everybody just immediately, the amount of help that they gave and just the patience that was exhibited to try to get through any communication that might be going on. And then even Roy, I got to brag on Roy. Roy was good with trying to help.
Camera
There you go,
Roy. Wes and the staff in planning and development, when we made it down to that end, they did a fantastic. So it was good to watch it all kind of play out, and I just I don't know why I was, of all people, to try to help translate. I'm not fluent.
And Ashley even got the opportunity to explore her Spanish language with
She did. Yeah, we had a staff member practice their Spanish class they'd taken in college with while she was here. So it did. It was nice to watch everybody kind of trying to be helpful. So that was good. Very good. Anything else on departments or employees that you see? Did you miss anything that you see?
No, I think we did.
Next item on the agenda was to discuss the water treatment plant. I wanted to kind of go over where we're at and what's going on. I know we put out to bid about 2 months ago, Turnip Seed Engineers, who's been working on trying to get the Grandview water treatment plant project up and going, set up and put out to bid for the construction of the project. And I'll preface this with what the original estimate was 4 years ago. So if you go back and search the archives of the progress or watch the meetings on No Pickens, you'll see that the original estimate for this treatment plant project was about $2 million, was what the estimate was going to be for that to be done. The bids were broken up into two phases. One was for the raw water pump station. The second was for the water treatment plant itself. The two combined along with the plant purchase that we've had a down payment, but we haven't paid the amount for it to actually start in construction. But when you add those three items together, the total bid at this point is at $6,007,875. So it's tripled in price from the original estimate. And the reason I kind of bring that up is to kind of put it in real terms of the cost to treat 1,000 gallons of water at these rates, just to pay these things back over a 20-year window, would then be $5.10 per 1,000 gallons of water. The worst that we're paying right now, and this is just to kind of put it in perspective, the worst rate that we're currently paying is $2.45 per 1,000 gallons. So it puts that rate going to double at the current bid prices that are there. So I bring that up just to say that my recommendation, and I know we're not in a voting meeting now, is that we pump the brakes with that bid that we've originally got and try to look at it from all aspects to see, is there a way we can get that more affordable? The way that it currently is set up, where the plant is in the Jasper Water Service Delivery area. And it's Jasper's water lines that actually run to where the plant is at. So in order to do anything with that water, we have to get them to agree to purchase that water at that rate. And preliminarily, just in a conversation as to what we were looking at if these bids were to hold true, was pretty much told that would be very difficult for them to be able at that. So what we've just kind of verbally in that conversation said, let's take a look at these bids and try to figure out, are there other ways, what are some other, in the midst of all this, there were concerns from some of the people around Grandview. The raw water intake, the pump station side, has a platform that was in the plans to go out onto the lake. And it had to go out so many feet from the lake. So they had concerns about that being an area that they weren't excited about, I guess would be a good way to say that. But I think that from a cost standpoint right now, I think we really just need to take a look at it from all aspects, kind of study it and investigate it a little bit further, get some more from the engineers, look at is there a way to put this back out to bid again, and not jump, because if we were to accept one of those two bids, or if we were to accept both of those bids, that's kind of the cost that we would be looking at in the long range on the water treatment side. So not to say, I mean, I know it was 4 years in the making before we got to the point where we got a bid in, but the bids have significantly gone up. And I understand cost increase, but triple sometimes is a little bit hard to swallow. It's a higher percentage. So I think that as we gather more information when we get together for our next meeting, hopefully we will have enough information from the engineers and from any alternatives that we can look at, that when we sit down at that meeting, we'll be able to actually have a discussion as to ways forward, if you're good with going down that path. Any strong feelings one way or the other on that one? Some expensive water. Unflavored too. General discussion outside of anything that we've talked about, and if you have anything that you want to bring up or go over. Mr. Landrum, anything bypassed or butchered that you want to correct me on? Anybody else? Good. All right, well, we will adjourn the work session. We do have our 5:30 meeting, so we're about 30 minutes away from where we'll have our actual meeting, and we'll go through that here in just a little while. Thank you all.